this week's episode, we're going to be making some onion pasta. This was something that I don't remember very well as a child, but my mother says that she made it quite a bit when I was younger, just so long ago that I don't have a lot of memories of it. So we've got some butter, quite a bit of butter in this recipe, 2 large onions, a little bit of oil, salt and pepper, some pasta, basil, and then also a little bit of Parmesan cheese. And try to keep it authentic. How my mother made it, we're using the cheap Parmesan cheese. Also, we will be using some wine to deglaze the pan. Alright, so first thing what we're going to do is we're going to chop up our onions. We want to make these relatively large so they can hold up under the heat and the caramelization process. We ended up with right around 4 cups worth of onions. We're using some olive oil to get the process started for the caramelization of the onions. And the key to caramelizing onions, in my opinion, is to go long and slow. So we didn't put the heat too high, kind of medium low, but we started out with I think about 35 to 45 minutes with them covered, and once they'd all softened up and kind of been broken down, then we took the lid off so we could start cooking all that water out and get the caramelization process going. That took another 15 to half an hour. So it's not a quick recipe, but it is surprisingly good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just remember thinking how few ingredients there were to this. Like, I'm used to pasta being a little bit more involved with all the stuff that normally goes in it, but yeah, I mean, caramelized onions are pretty good, so I had hopes that it would taste good, even though it seems pretty simple and basic. So while the onions were caramelizing, Randy got the water going and got the pasta cooking.
Here's the onions again. They're starting to kind of become almost jammy-like, real mushy, which is kind of the texture we're looking for.
Mm-hmm. It smelled really good.
And by this point, we'd added in a little bit of butter and also some of that basil to give us a little extra flavor. And now in goes the white wine. We can kind of deglaze that pan and just add a little bit more complexity to the flavor of the dish. Here we are draining out the pasta. Nothing fancy, nothing special. Didn't keep any of the pasta water, which I know some recipes use, but this one didn't call for it.
Mm-hmm. All right, we plated up the pasta and then added our onions on top. So there's not really a sauce, but the onions themselves are, like you said, they had kind of a moist texture, like jammy texture, so.
In the wine, we didn't cook the wine all the way down, and the butter and the oil in there kind of helps give a enough liquid in there and moisture to coat the noodles.
We added our Parmesan cheese and some more salt and pepper to taste. So I figured it would be good, but it was better than I thought it would be. Like I just thought it would be good, but just kind of basic and plain onions. But the caramelized onions really had a lot of flavor.
Yeah, I agree. They were pretty dang tasty. It exceeded my expectations as well. It's something that I don't know if I would make a lot of, but if I was kind of in a pinch, and I think this comes from my mom's, and when she was a kid, her mom made this, and kind of that depression era food where it's just simply pasta and onions, and you've got a decent dish.
Yeah, it was another fun glimpse into Randy's childhood for me, and Randy's mom's past as well. Catch you next time.
Thank you.